everybody. We are back.
Who's back?
Let's talk about squat back.
Let's talk about squat. Let's talk about squat.
Mike.
Let's talk about squat. Squat, 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 squat. Well, so how's everything going today?
It's going. I have a little story about today.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Yeah. Well, guess what? I went to the store.
No.
I did. I was on the cookie aisle getting you some Oreos.
I got Oreos?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have Oreos.
Wait.
Wait. I want to finish my story.
All right, finish it.
So there was an elderly...
An old man.
Well, you don't want to say old. But anyways, he was probably 70 or 80. And he bought like 4 packages of Fig Newtons.
Yeah.
And I wasn't saying anything to him. And he was kind of backing up. And he said, you know, I love these things. He goes, I can barely find them. And when I do, I buy a bunch. He goes, I eat 5 every morning. Fig Newtons.
Yeah, they're supposed to be healthy.
He goes, that's what I eat for breakfast. Just 4 or 5 Fig Newtons every morning. I said, I'd probably eat the whole thing. How does he have willpower to just do 5? They don't fill you
Depends on
up.
how old he is. He's 80. Just imagine he was, his parents, you know, cut. I'm trying to do the math in my head. So if he's 80, that means he was 1940. So they were just coming out of the Great Depression. So they...
Is it 1940? My dad was
Well,
in
1930
40.
was...
Yeah, more.
It depends on what their age was. I don't know. Some people are just cheap. Like, you're cheap. You wasn't born in the Depression.
No, but I just thought it was sweet that he was just... He goes... Well, I told him, I said, yeah, the shelves are getting empty. And he was like, yeah. I said, I feel like we have to stock up on stuff now. He goes, yeah. He goes, I guess we'll be all right. Actually, he said, we'll be all right. I said, yeah, I guess so. We'll have to eat things we're not used to.
Well, the thing is, I believe everyone is stocking up. And that's why the shelves are empty.
It was just certain items that were empty. There was a lot of shelves that were full.
Yeah.
It was really weird, actually.
Everybody stocks up on the good stuff.
On pizza. Pizza was all gone.
Yeah, baby.
And pasta noodles.
You gotta have pasta.
Yeah, but everything else was in stock. It's kind of weird.
In stock?
In stock.
In stock. So who spends more time in the shower?
You?
Why? Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I got more areas to clean than you do. So did you hear today that Canada has made it against the law to honk your horn?
Why?
Because the truck drivers are trying to drive them crazy.
Well, New Yorkers would not like that.
The New Yorkers couldn't handle it.
Have you? When last time I went to New York, I'm just sitting in the car and I'm like, all you hear is the horns honking. It's the weirdest thing.
And you know what? In the city like that, bouncing off the glass of the buildings is just about like the river. It echoes through the streets.
Yeah, well, there's everybody honking the horn. It's like nobody even pays attention to people honking the horn in New York anymore.
Misty, I have a question for you.
Go for it.
What's your spouse's worst habit?
Farting.
That's not a habit. That's a call from God. You have to do that. So let me ask you one more question. When did you realize that your spouse was the one? Oh, hell, you had to think too long about that. All right, did you hear today that Joe Rogan got offered $100 million to switch his podcast to Rumble? $100 million.
Did he do it?
I would. Call me Rumble. But no, he didn't do it. He's actually ignoring it.
So when did you know that I was the one? I was going to say the first time we dated, but then you broke up with me.
I didn't break up with you. But when did I know that you were the one?
See, you're having to think too long.
When did I know that you were the one? You know what's funny is I didn't realize that you were the one until you wasn't there anymore.
After you broke up with me?
I didn't break up with you. You just wasn't there anymore.
I think, honestly, like, when I really knew is when we got back together. It just felt right.
Oh, my gosh. What about the first time you wasted my time?
No.
You wasted my time. No, it's
Whatever.
honestly because, I never mind. I don't want to go into all that. But, yes, I knew when you weren't there.
So what's the craziest thing you've done?
Crazy. Oh, shit. You don't want to know all that.
One thing.
One thing? Craziest thing I've done.
Do, do.
I
Oh,
know,
wait.
you put me on the spot.
Oh, that is not the crickets.
Misty, calm yourself.
That was not the
Jeez.
crickets.
Holy crap. You have to go here to get the crickets.
There.
All right, so I'm still thinking. The crickets are distracting me. I haven't done anything crazy. So there. How you like that?
You just said you've done a bunch of things crazy.
Yeah, but nothing's really crazy. I mean, I really haven't done that much. It worked. That's about it.
My craziest thing was marrying you.
What? That wasn't your craziest thing. I guess my craziest thing was
joking.
jumping off the bridge at Altoona. I guess that's about the craziest.
Why would you do that?
Oh, it was in the lake. We were swimming.
Well, I know that. That's got to be I don't know what bridge you're talking about.
Because
but
everybody was scared to do it. And I just said, you know what?
I'm
going to
not
do
scared.
it." And I did it. And I lived through it. But one time at Sun Valley Beach, I don't know if you know, you ever been to Sun Valley?
Yes, I jumped off that thing. I was scared to death.
I jumped off that thing and landed flat. I thought my skin ripped out of something out of a horror movie.
I can't dive. I will belly flop. No, probably one of the craziest and not really crazy, probably one of the stupidest thing I'd done was me and my sister, we were in high school, and you know, back in the 90s, everybody would just ride around, hang out at McDonald's or the movie theater.
Yeah.
And there was this guy that my sister liked. We only known him like 2 weekends, and we get in their truck and go mudding with them. It's like my mom would have killed us if she would have known that we got in the truck with 2 people we didn't know.
Ooh, you know what? That reminds me. So I have some friends, Billy.
So what would you have done
What?
if your daughters jumped in the truck with somebody they didn't know and go
I have
mudding?
gone and gotten my daughters out of trucks. So we won't go there.
I don't think my parents ever knew about that.
But we were actually, so we had this group of friends. It was actually me, my 2 stepbrothers, and my cousin, I think. And my cousin with this girl. It was the only girl I'd ever been with because he went gay straight after that. And she was sweet, but she would let us drive her car. So we're kids. We're literally, I don't even think we had driver's license.
Right.
But we would drive her car and we would go down these back roads. Well, we were following this van, and you got to imagine something out of a movie. It's like all you see is darkness, the headlights, and then this van in front of you. It was pitch dark outside. Well, anyway, the van door opens up, and this dude just comes rolling out down the freaking road.
Oh my gosh.
So we stopped to get him, and he was.
Why would you stop and get him?
He literally, we were going like 40 miles an hour.
Oh, like he was driving too. I thought you meant he was
No. He was riding. Somebody threw him out of the back of the van.
Oh, I thought you meant he was just stopped on the
And so when we picked
road.
him up, we realized why. Because we put him in our car. He didn't speak. He just sat there and he looked up, and he was, I don't know what kind of drugs he was on. He was completely out of it. And the whole time, you know, he's bleeding out of his forearms and
Yeah.
stuff, and his head, and we held a rag on him, and he tried to bite somebody, and it was just going crazy, and he just start, clamoring around, and
That's weird.
I know he never said a word, never said thank you, never yelped in pain.
You don't think he was like in shock?
I don't know, but we couldn't wait to get him out of the car. That's all I remember.
Y'all didn't throw him out the car either.
No, but I can only imagine what he did in that car, though, because it reminded me. You ever seen the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No.
Anyway, they're riding in this van, and they pick this guy up, and he starts cutting his arm, his hand, for some reason. I don't remember why, but this guy, the whole scenario just reminded me of that. I get them confused. But anyway, to me, that was crazy.
That would be scary.
I'm sorry. I know that's a long. I don't think I'm giving it justice as to how freaky it was, especially
Yeah.
as kids. But I think that's the same night that my cousin lost his virginity.
Oh, right after that?
Yeah, it was right after that.
Oh.
And then it was even worse because, to my knowledge, it's the only time I'd ever been with a female. And my stepbrother was throwing tomatoes at him and
Oh,
eggs.
yeah, you told me that.
Oh, I was like, oh, my God.
So what would be one thing that you would do in life if you knew you would not get hurt or die?
I pretty much do everything I want to do.
Like,
I might want to skydive.
Rock climb.
I'm too lazy for rock climbing.
I
that
would.
just looks so excruciatingly painful.
Have you ever seen the movie Vertical Limits?
Yeah.
I would want to climb that.
No, I'm not. I'm too lazy for that. So, because I tell you what, when I was fighting, I just remember how long that minute was. That last minute. It's like they'll slap the mat when there's like 10 seconds left, and it feels like an eternity.
Could you imagine what bull riders go through? 8 seconds?
I know, but I can only imagine what it feels like to be hanging on that rock, and you can't go nowhere. You have to pull.
Yeah, but if you know you're not going to get hurt.
I can take getting knocked out and laying down on the mat for 10
that's 'cause
seconds,
you're
but I
laying.
ain't. But I'm not. I can't do nothing on that rock. I'm gonna fall 100 feet or whatever.
I would probably jump out of an airplane.
I would
rock
do that
climb.
anyway.
I want to. I've always wanted to, but it scares me when I really think about actually being up in the plane.
My problem is I don't trust people. Somebody made that parachute. Somebody's flying that plane. Somebody packed that parachute. You know, who knows if they had a bad day or didn't get their coffee in the morning. They just wrapped the cord. I don't trust people that
You
much.
watch them do it. Actually, they let you do it.
I don't even know if I trust me that much, to be honest with you.
I would do it. Actually, I want to go parasailing. I know that you can't really get hurt on that.
I'm
What
not even
else?
quite sure what that is, to be honest with you.
You get on a boat and they put you in a
Oh, with
seat.
the parachute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just kind of fly over the ocean.
Jurassic Park kind of killed that for me.
I didn't have parasailers in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I think it's part 3 where the little boy gets trapped on the island.
I don't remember.
Yeah, the little boy gets trapped on the island with his stepdad. They were parasailing.
You always
The dinosaur ate the boat, and then they had to parachute on out to the island, and there was nothing but
reference
freaking
movies.
dinosaurs. I like movies. Movies are my favorite. Speaking of movies, what was I watching the other day?
All of Us Are Dead.
Oh, that was badass. I like that. So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen All of Us Are Dead,
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
yeah, I enjoyed
It's a
that.
dubbed show, and I'm not much into those.
But you know what? To be honest with you,
they did good.
they did good. They did good. I don't know. Because sometimes you looked at it, it's like, are they dubbing? But yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
I just kind of ignored it after a while. Usually I can't watch them, but it really got me.
The thing about
That was
Korea,
gory.
it was gory.
That was real
But
gory.
I'm just, because you see all this stuff with Kim Jong-il and how he treats his people. And I understand the difference between South Korea and North Korea, but it's so close. And everything coming out of there is just awesome. Like, I mean, Hyundai, Kia, those movies. I mean, and it's like, are they westernized or? I mean, I don't know. We need to go visit.
Americanized.
We need to go visit. I know a little bit of Korean. See. Hana du set net dase yase ilgap yodu ehup yo. That's 1 through 10 in Korean.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I know.
I just know Spanish.
Actually, so we were so bad. And then I think Hana is like Hana. Instead of 11,
Yeah.
they like repeat it. I think. I can't remember. Never mind. I'm just going. But,
I don't know.
so I think 111 is like Hana. So it'd be so much
Maybe.
easier, though, if you think about it.
I guess.
But you'd have to really keep up in your head. Hana. So 1,100,000. But anyway. Speaking of foreigners, so an American-born Eileen Yu, I think was the name, won gold for China.
They're
So
not finished.
I know. Well, they have different races and whatnot. I think it was freestyle skating.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was born here, and then I guess moved to China, and then won the gold for them.
For China?
China balled them.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I'm just saying that. But yeah, they didn't compete for China. I mean, for America.
Interesting.
So let me ask you this: what was your worst date before me? I don't want to hear about my dates being bad.
Your dates were never bad.
I know, right?
I didn't really go on that many dates.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to hear that.
I don't mind.
It was that pilot guy.
Oh, the pilot.
Yeah.
That was during our little
That was
breakup,
right
right?
after you broke up with me. Little breakup, 7 years later. No, it was funny because we were selling donuts on the side of the road.
Wait,
the
whoa,
breast cancer.
whoa. You and I sold donuts. So
Yeah.
you're saying the pilot boy sold donuts too?
No. Listen.
You donut selling trifling
No.
hussy. What?
No, we were selling donuts and he stopped to buy
Oh.
donuts.
So he didn't go out and do the physical labor like I did.
No, he just bought like 20 boxes.
Well, I probably. Yeah, I wouldn't buy 20 bucks. I don't like donuts that much.
But anyways, I remember he told me I'm buying it for the guys at the station or office or whatever. He came back by and gave me his phone number.
Oh, how cute.
And then I gave him mine. I said, no, you call me. Because I'm like, I'm not going to call you. You call me. That's probably what that's what I told you. I'm like, I'm not calling guys. But anyways, he lied to me and told me his grandmother was sick. And then he wanted to go out on the first date. And he was like, well, can you come pick me up? My car's in the shop. And I'm like, no. He goes, all right, I'll borrow a friend's car. And it was some fancy car. He was a pilot for, I forgot, American Airlines or something. I don't remember. And then so actually we met. I didn't let him come pick me up. And then the second date, he was in the same car. So that was lie number 2 because he told me his grandmother was sick, the first lie. And then
she might have been sick.
Oh no, he was lying. And then I think I was trying, but it was just like after the 3rd or 4th date, he was just like, oh, I can just hang out with you all the time. I'm like, I can't.
So he lied.
He was a liar.
Well, you know what? I would never lie to you.
You do lie.
I don't lie.
Oh, you know what was funny is me and my dad flew like a couple months later, and I saw him at the airport with a wedding ring on.
Oh no, you.
So yeah, but I always heard those pilots are like that.
Not all of them.
Maybe not. I don't know, but I mean, he could have easily got married. He was
Tom Hanks was a pilot.
He was actually trying to sell himself to me, and I'm like, why are you selling yourself to me? He was telling me how much money he made and all that. I'm like, you poor guy.
I'm just curious. Please tell me.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, you liar.
That was like, what, 8 years ago?
You liar.
It had to have been over 100.
If it was over 100, I would have went out with him.
He told me he had airplanes and all these cars and...
Oh, he's a pouring it on thick. He thought you was a materialistic woman.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, I don't care about all that stuff.
If he only knew. If he knew your cheap ass would take all his stuff and hawk it.
Because he told me where he lived. There's somewhere off of that road going towards your sister's, that big road. There's down by that church you used to go to. I guess there's a place where all the pilots live.
No, it's pretty ghetto back there.
No, it's not.
But
I've actually drove down there whenever I was looking for property.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
No, when I was looking
sure
for property
you did,
with
little
Cindy.
lady.
Because that's down there by the zip lining.
So that was your worst date? That wasn't even talking about a date, though.
No, it was just the 3 or 4 dates we went out. All he was doing was trying to sell himself.
So my worst date was... Actually, my worst date was the most colossal nightmare you've ever seen. So, first of all, I was just out of my first marriage. And...
So you were like 20?
I think I was like 25, yeah. But anyway, so my partner, Pete, his wife had shot her lover.
Oh,
and then, so he had been single for a long time. And I love Pete, but, so
Did y'all
this...
double date?
No.
Oh.
It gets worse. So we were at Taco Mac in Midtown. We were actually putting a walk-in cooler in. This young little blonde lady comes out. She's a little bitty, teeny tiny thing. She comes out and she's like, are you single? But she was talking to Pete. And Pete's like, no, I'm not single. She's like, well, do you want to go out with my friend, Trish? She's the manager here. And I was like, so Pete's like, yeah. So I felt so bad. He went home, got all cleaned up. I mean, went back up there. And then actually he spent like 2 days up there, but she was supposed to ask me, but she asked Pete.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did go out with her once.
Yeah.
Later on. But I had never been around drugs before.
Right.
And so we went to this place called One-Eyed Pete's or One-Eyed Willie's or some shit like that downtown. But anyway, so we go in and that little blonde girl was there with her boyfriend.
Right.
And her boyfriend starts smoking marijuana. And I had never been around it before.
Like at the place?
Yeah, at the place.
Oh, wow.
We were on the balcony thing.
Yeah.
And then that girl did it as well. All 3 of them were doing it. So I'm standing there. I had been all I've ever done in my life is worked and come home. But anyway, this guy's like, I had a brand new truck. And this guy's like, I'm going to follow you to the next place. He used to just bar hop.
Right.
And I said, if you come within 100 feet of my truck with your little pot smoking, I didn't know what pot did to you. Apparently, it just calms you down. So,
right.
Now I'm a little more open. But back then, I panicked.
Yeah.
And I was like, and so me and him kind of got into a little scuff. And I had him by his collar, holding him over the balcony. And then the girls jumped on me, and, it was just ugly. But anyway, so we wound up at this next place. Somehow we made it through that. I don't even remember because, my adrenaline was going.
Right.
Anyway, she came to the house one more time, and I couldn't. She smelled like that stuff, and I was like, I'm sorry you drove all the way out here, but I can't.
Peace out. See ya.
Yeah, I said I can't. So, but, that was a long time ago.
I did date a guy that smoked pot.
Ugh. That was one date. And then met, because I didn't think it was her. When you see somebody, she looked out of her element when she was doing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, she's falling to peer pressure. So, but anyway.
So you gave her a second chance.
Well, yeah, but when she smelled like that, I was like, I'm not big on cigarette smoke anyway.
Even though you smoked.
Yeah, when I was a child. So anyway, what else is going on?
There was something else I was going to ask you.
You was going to ask me?
Yeah, I just had it in my head, too. I don't remember.
Let's see. I have some questions here.
Oh, what's the grossest thing you've eaten?
You know the answer to that question. No, you don't. No, you don't. Yes, you do. I told you.
No.
All right. So this is bad. This is bad on a lot of different levels. But when I was a child, even today, when I wake up, I have to eat. My stomach is just like.
You have to eat? You're always like, I'm not hungry.
Well, now I'm not because I drink coffee. Coffee
Right.
kind of simmers that down. But when I was younger, I had a very high metabolism. I was scrawny. But anyway, so I guess I was like probably 4 years old. So I was like, I got up. My mom she either slammed the door or something. I don't know. She's like, go back to bed. Me, I get up early. And so I go in the kitchen and I take there's a thing of hamburger in the refrigerator. So I take and I make me a patty and I go and I put it on the heater vent in my bedroom.
It didn't cook it, did it?
It turned it brown enough that I bit into it. But you're talking about something disgusting.
That's funny, though, because my grandmother said she would eat raw meat.
I ate raw meat that day. I did not like it.
But she would literally just, as she's cooking.
Matter of fact, I'm going to throw up thinking about it.
She would literally just sit there and eat it.
You do that with potatoes.
Potatoes is not meat with blood running out.
Yeah, but you eat
raw potatoes are good.
That's nasty.
But I eat raw cookie dough also.
Let's get raw eggs. You're going to get salmonella.
No, I haven't yet. Really? Because you used to drink eggs.
That's because I wanted to be like...
The Rocky.
No, Hulk Hogan.
Rocky did it.
Yeah, Rocky 3. Yeah, you're right. It was Rocky 3. Well, it was Rocky 3 and Hulk Hogan. Because it took more than one to get me to do it. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, I was going to say, didn't he do it in the first one? That's the only one I really remember watching.
I think he did it in all of them, but they really pushed it when I was a little Hulkster. I was a Hulkster, that's what it was. Hulkamania was running rampant through me.
So what's the best thing you like that I cook?
That pepper chicken. I love that pepper chicken.
Yeah, but you don't eat it. It rotted last time.
Well, you can't make it. All right, so you make 5 gallons of it. It's only good for a few days, and you want something different.
I know, but there was 4 pieces of chicken in that one.
I know, but I'm just saying.
And you eat a lot.
Misty, don't tell people that.
You ate a whole pizza the other day.
It was a thin crust, and it was small.
It doesn't matter. You still ate the whole pizza.
I'm paying for it today. It's still not all out. So, if you could change anything about me, what would you change?
Communication.
I don't know what to say about that. So.
What about you?
What?
What would you change about me?
I would change the way that... I would change... What would I change about you?
I would change that about you, too. You're farting.
I would probably... I wouldn't change anything about it. I love you the way you are, but I wish you were a little more confident in our relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to not be trusted. It's aggravating sometimes. I understand your reasoning.
Right.
But it doesn't make it fun sometimes.
I'm sorry.
It's no big deal. I love you for who you are.
Please forgive me.
But just know that...
Yes, when someone hurts the trust, you don't trust anybody. And it's because one person ruined it for you. And that's sad.
No, it wasn't one person, dear.
No, one person started it, and then it's hard to trust people forever.
It's been a downhill slope for me since childhood, honestly.
But I do trust you more than I've trusted anybody.
That's because I don't lie.
You do lie. That was a lie right there.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. When somebody says they don't lie to you, just know for a fact that's a damn lie.
But why, lie, though?
There's different levels of lie. All right, so if I don't know how to explain it. If I knew something was going to hurt you tremendously, and there's no reason for you to feel that pain, I wouldn't tell you.
Like somebody flirting with you.
Nobody. I wish somebody flirted with me.
I flirt with you all the time. You're like, whatever.
But anyway, I'm just saying that, you know.
Yeah, but
if it's for your own good, if the doctor comes in and is like, you're going to live for the next 2 years, but you only got like 2 hours.
I would want to know.
Why would you want to know?
So I can go live my 2
nothing
hours
you can
out.
do about it. Well, I understand, but you don't want that. That's a hopeless
I know. I would
feeling,
want
right?
the truth. I really would.
For
Because
what?
you know what?
Oh my gosh! Every time I think about that, I think about my mom. That's so sad.
But the thing of it is the truth always comes out, and then a month or two later, if I find out you lied, that's a double hurt. That means I wouldn't trust you because you lied. Does that make sense?
First of all, I wouldn't lie. I really don't. I mean,
no, but I'm just saying that. Does that make sense? Like if I lied to you and it's like, oh yeah, I didn't spend that $1,000, but in a month or two, then you'd be like, yeah, you just lied to me, and I know you just spent it. That's a double hurt. Just get it out.
But
I don't know.
That's where I'm different. I don't know why it hurts. It's just
if somebody lied to you, that hurts.
No, somebody cheats on you, that hurts. Somebody
Well,
lies
that would
to
be
me,
a lie.
Like, well, yeah, but that's a different kind of lie.
But if somebody cheats on you, and then 6 months later you find out, and that's a double hurt because they lied and cheated. I've gotten lied to a lot in my life.
Well, yeah, but you can't.
And you can't trust anybody.
You can't kill everybody for it.
No, but you still have to. The way I always do it is,
you're so full of shit.
No, listen.
You don't trust me no further than you can throw me.
No, I trust people, but there's also that doubt in my head. And then once I know that you've lied, even it could be the smallest little lie, that's when my trust starts getting lost.
Well, I've already lost your trust because you double check everything I say.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I just
you
remember everything. I'm very observant with words. Words is one of my love languages, I guess. And I pay attention to words.
Love language.
Yes. I know what yours is.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Oh, what is it?
Acts of service.
Huh?
Acts of service.
I don't know what you're saying right now, but that sounds just nasty. What are you talking about?
No, like I do things for you. Like I wash your clothes and fix your food and make you coffee. And if I didn't do that, that would bother you. You would feel it. You'd feel a little pinch.
Well, yeah.
That way you know that I love you is by doing acts of service for you. Mine is words and touch.
Well, how the hell did you live with me then? Because I do neither of the two.
You do.
I do not.
Yeah, you do.
I do not.
Yes.
No.
Sometimes.
I'm not touchy-feely, and I don't get emotional.
I didn't say emotional. That's not emotional.
Well, you know how I feel. I don't have to say it.
No, sometimes people want to hear it.
Misty, you're dreaming right now. You're dreaming.
Oh, hey, good job today on something. That's words of affirmation.
Well, good job on the barbecue chicken today, because that shit was good.
Yeah, because it was acts of service for you.
Oh, it was so good. I'm so full right now. Thank you very much. And you went and got some groceries.
I did. Some goodies.
I did nothing but work today. I'm so sorry.
I know. You didn't even call me. You were so busy.
I know. Oh,
I feel
it now.
unloved.
Oh my gosh, don't feel that the way. So, let me see. Let me look through my questions right now. I didn't want to ask that because I know the answer. If you could, well, I know the answer to that too, but we'll say it for the guest. If you could pick up and go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? Antarctica? No, not Antarctica. Where's
Ireland.
that? Ireland. That's it. I knew it was
Or
one of the
Iceland.
poles.
That is not a pole. Okay, so if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you go?
If I could live,
Live.
I think
That was my other
Nevada.
question. Why Nevada?
It's warm. The only thing I hate about it is the snakes, rattlesnakes,
It's very dry.
scorpions. I like dry.
And
I have
deserts.
lived in this humidor freaking place my entire life. I am sick of being wet.
So
Sick of
where's
it.
your dream vacation?
You know, I don't really have one. I gotta be honest. I'm kind of looking forward to this metaverse thing.
Metaverse.
I forget who I'm talking to. So, they're creating the virtual reality worlds. So you can basically go anywhere you want.
That's no fun. You're sitting on your couch.
But you
being
don't
lazy.
you don't know that though. And no,
Yes.
you do have to walk around and stuff, I think.
In your house?
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
those
that's-
new shit you have
Okay,
to
the
wear.
world, they are lazying the world down.
It's Wally. Isn't that the one where the people were on the spaceship?
I didn't watch Wall-E.
You didn't watch Wally?
I did.
Get
but
the
it
hell
was Not my type of movie. I think I fell asleep.
Was it Wally? There was one where it's like the people hadn't been on Earth. It's that they were just on this. They didn't even have chairs. They had these little hovercrafts they sat on, and it just took them to the bathroom, and then it brought them drinks and food. They just sat around and got fat.
Yeah, making the world lazy. You can get groceries sent to your house. You don't even have to leave your house to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
And now
I got to work out my house. I can tell
but
you that.
no, a lot of people work at home, and now you can go on vacation sitting at home. That's boring.
Well, just think about it. Well, actually, you know what? They're going to charge your ass for it too. That's
No,
why
I'd rather
they're
go.
selling. They're selling, or people are purchasing property in the metaverse now. Somebody paid $650,000 for a fake yacht
Why? That's no
because
fun.
people are going to want to go there, and they're going to charge you to go there. Your tokens with your social credit score.
So
But you
you're
better.
just gonna lay on the floor and act like you're laying on the yacht? I mean, I don't understand. That's just silly.
Ask who's that Facebook guy? What's his name? Mark
I don't know.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that just doesn't sound like fun to me.
Yeah, he had his the commercial was him being in the metaverse, saying the commercial. He had his little head. I don't
We're
know.
not doing that. We'll go on real vacation.
Yeah, I want to go to Alaska. But you know what? I love Alaska and I love it, but I don't want the cold. I don't like the cold.
No, they only do Alaskan cruises in the summer, I think. I think it
their
ends
summer or our summer? Or
the
is it
same
the same?
summer.
Shit, I don't know.
September, I think, is the last part. Last cruise.
Well,
That's our next vacation. Actually, we have never taken a vacation. We went to Bahamas, and that was
well,
it.
you picked a bad time because I'm on call for the next 5 years. I can't even go to the next state. I gotta be here.
We'll make it work.
And one of the guys told me today, he's like, well, as soon as you get a vacation, I'll cover for you. And I'll take your van and all your tools. And I'm like thinking to myself, I don't
you're
think
not.
so. Yeah. No, you're going to have to use your own shit there, buddy.
You can take the van, but I'm taking all my tools out.
I know, right? That's some dollars right there. He's a nice guy. So today, I was working on, what the hell was I working on?
I don't know.
So one of the guys called me, and I had a controller that he needed for a unit. So I took it over to him. Actually, I met him for lunch. That's what it was. So I get over there, and I was going to show him how the contacts would burn up in the relay. And there was another guy coming over there, and I guess he's in charge of looking at my units. Because, I just started there.
Right.
So they're not going to give me the whole freaking 35 units. But so he's like, there's bubbles in the side glass every once in a while. And the refrigerant that it is not your typical refrigerant. It's some drop-in blend crap. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, so, let's don't overcharge it. It's fixing to get warm. It's mine. Leave it alone. I'll take care of it. But anyway, I come back out the door and he's got refrigerant gauges and all hooked up to it. Like I was just being a lazy ass. But,
Right.
And then I'm thinking to myself, all right, so I'm going to be out here on a high pressure cutout. But anyway.
You don't work well with people.
I don't work well with others. Leave my stuff alone, man. It's just, I'm just old.
No, you've just always been like that.
So, yeah. I've been, I work for myself for freaking ever.
Yeah, that would be hard to go to, having someone be your boss after you've been a boss.
So, let's take a question from the here. Oh, here's a question. Just come in. What's one thing that your spouse would never do? From Kira in Wisconsin.
Cheat.
What's one thing that your spouse would never do?
Hopefully never cheat.
All right, so you got me there.
What would I never do?
What would you never do?
See, you don't trust me. You think I would cheat on you.
It's not even in my wheelhouse of thoughts, dear. Somebody that wakes up every morning and reads their Bible verse and is scared as hell of going to hell, I don't think that you're going to be cheating anytime soon. All right, so here we go. I got one for you. If you could spend $500 on anything and not saving, you cheap ass, if you could spend it, if I gave you, and you know what? I don't, this isn't a political show, and I don't want to make it political, but, they're going to make this new digital cash where they allocate how you spend it.
Right.
So like, if they give you, say, the $1,200 stimulus, you have either 3 to 7 days to spend it.
That's not very much.
I know, but you can only spend it on
food.
No, it's worse than that. They don't want you to spend it on food. They want you to spend your money on food. They want you to stimulate the economy with theirs. That's why they call it stimulus. So they want you to go buy a damn TV or something to get rid of it.
They're never in stock, though.
So just speaking of this topic is what I'm trying to say is be prepared for that.
I would spend my $500 on a soft top for my Jeep.
I don't think that's enough for a soft top for your Jeep. I will tell you this.
They have a new one now that's automatic.
The guy at work is in a part of the group. Man, I told you we're going to go riding with him one day. And he did say we're welcome, by the way. They're going this weekend. They found somebody in Tennessee. So apparently they have a white Jeep with black flares and top.
Yeah.
No, theirs is all white. They wanted black. That's what it was. So they found somebody in Tennessee that has the opposite. So they're going to meet up and swap all the Jeep parts this weekend. Yeah, so maybe you can do that. Swap your hardtop for a
No,
soft
I want to
top.
keep my hardtop too.
I don't know where you're going to put it. I'll put it in my garage.
You're going to build something to pull it up.
Yeah, right. That's with the shed, the fence, and all that other stuff I have to do this week.
Whatever. You wanted the fence too. So what would you spend $500 on?
I spent $500 this week already.
Yes, I know that.
I don't want for nothing.
You would put it all in lottery.
I'm very blessed to have everything that I could want.
You would spend it on something.
I tell you what I would like to have, and because of my filmmaking career, I do need a black magic camera. But $5,000 is more like what I would need than $500.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 500 probably wouldn't.
Actually, I think the one that I want is $6,997.
It might buy you the bag for it.
Yeah.
For
but you know what?
500.
So Sony now has a full frame camera.
Do they?
Yeah. I think it's $5,000 too, but
I should have never told you about the black magic.
You know what? I learned it on my own because
No, you didn't.
I didn't know the difference between a full frame, and I also want an anamorphic lens.
Yes, but I'm the one that said, "Hey, I know somebody that bought a black magic or in a red," and you were like, "Oh, let me look it up."
Well, the cheapest full frame you could get was the black magic because the red is $35,000. The black magic is at least somewhat, a civilian type camera, but
Yeah.
Sony, I think it's F7 III or something like that. Something 3, 7 III. But I mean, ours shoots good. The 8-6400.
I like our camera.
I do too, but full frame and the anamorphic lens.
I guess I should sell my Canon.
There's no point.
Why?
Actually,
Yes,
you know what? If
people
you
do
get an
want it.
adapter, because that's the E-mount
I do
lenses
have an adapter.
for the E-mount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you don't have any lenses any good though. We just need
Yeah, I have
we need
a
a
long
24,
one.
35. Yeah, but what? You got a 400 millimeter.
I think it's
the long.
300. Yeah.
Yeah, see, 300 isn't that one.
Yeah,
You
it
need an
is.
800.
No, I want like one of the big ones that you see in National Geographic. That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a photographer for National Geographic.
Go do it. What's stopping you? I'm not stopping you.
I'd have to go to like Africa and stuff and buy a big old lens that probably costs more than this house.
Go ahead.
What was your dream job?
My dream job? You're going to think it's stupid.
Tell me.
My dream job.
As a child, what did you want to be?
I wanted to be a doctor. And I was going to be a doctor. That was my goal. And then my neighbor cut herself. And I seen someone else's blood besides mine for the first time.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I have a stomach issue. So my daughter was going down a hill and she locked down the front brakes. So the brake, somehow she wound up in the air and she landed her knee on the sprocket.
Yeah.
And it ripped all the meat off and all you could see was that bone and inside there.
Is this why we were dating? Because you sent me a picture.
I can't remember. It was
Or was that soccer?
No, sorry. She broke her arm during that soccer.
No, this was her knee. You sent me a
it was her
picture of
knee.
it. And you said, oh, look how gross this is.
Yeah, that was it. But anyway, so instead of worried about my daughter, the nurses were worried about me. They said I had turned this weird shade of white and pale that I was about to pass out. And I thought I was about to pass out.
Yes, I've had that instance.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's right. Yeah. When the
So-
little boy broke his knee, his leg.
No, he was at school and I was at school. I was working, just helping out. And some girl, she was the gossip girl. She was nosy. Nobody liked her. She come running in. She was like, hey, he just broke his leg. He broke his leg. And I looked at the teacher and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I started walking out there. And then the assistant principal looked at me and I was like, did he? He's like, he just shook his head like, yes. So I ran out there. His leg, the top part was fine, but the bottom part, well, he broke his femur. So half of his leg was twisted around.
Yeah, I would have lost
And
it.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And the teacher was sitting there, so I just grabbed his head and they called the ambulance. The ambulance called the helicopter people because they thought he broke his hip. So we get to the hospital, we're in the emergency room, they take x-rays, they're cutting his pants off. I still have not looked down at his leg again because I know I'd pass out. But while they're cutting his pants off, I start feeling like I'm gonna pass out. And I just grab his face and I start talking to him. I'm like, what movie do you want to watch when we get
That's
home?
the best thing to do.
What's this?
yeah.
What's that? And then it finally went away, but he's screaming and I'm just picturing his leg twisted around. And then we get back into the emergency room and the guy puts it in traction. So he pulls the leg and twists it and puts it back into place.
That would have been the last of me right there.
Well, I was sitting up above his head, just literally talking to him like that. And I was like, I can't look at his leg. And then finally, they had it in traction. He was a lot better, but I mean, it was set. And so I was like, all right, I could look. I think I could look. And then I did, and it was set right. But for hours, I never looked away from his face.
You're such a good mother, though. The time that my daughter, it's not even comparable. Well, no, it's not even comparable. But so her and her friend were outside, and I lived in apartments. It was just me and her. And she hit a freaking pebble,
Right.
on one of those little stand-up scooters.
Yeah,
What do you call them things?
I don't know.
Anyway, she flipped, and she came in the house. And see, this is the difference between you and I. She came in the house, and her wrist and her arm was an S shape.
See, I would have passed out.
No, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So, you know me, I went and I just took my Xbox apart and the two ends had come off, and I made a splint out of it, and I
Yeah.
put it together, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go run and take a shower. So, and I feel bad to this day. I took a shower and then took her to the hospital, and she had a broke wrist. And what was bad, because when you said that, when they had to set it,
Ugh.
so the hospital was kind of crappy, so they took the picture of her hand flat down, but they didn't take a picture to the side.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they took a picture to the side, and our next appointment wasn't for 2
And
weeks.
you're watching them do this?
Yeah.
See, I couldn't even watch.
So they did that, but the thing was, from the top, it looked like it was fine.
Right.
When you turn it to the side, it was actually overlapping.
Right.
So then we had to go back 2 weeks later. Then they had to hang her up in this little,
They
it was
re-break
like
it?
a Chinese finger trap or something. And they held her there for I want to say 2 hours, just letting it hang and dangle.
I'm surprised they didn't re-break it.
They did. They came
Oh.
in later and went, and that's when I lost it. Dude, I was, I ain't gonna lie, I was crying. I was crying because she was in so much pain, and I was like, I know I couldn't take it, so I couldn't imagine.
Well, they give them medicine.
All right, a happy note.
Wait, I gotta tell a story. So one night, it was when we were together. My son's in the kitchen and he falls. And
Oh my God.
I get up to help him, and then Mike here gets all his queasiness and runs downstairs and sets the alarm off. I don't know what he was doing. I guess he was going to puke.
I did. I puked like 5 times. Well, because he laid there flat, and I was like, I can't. This looks serious. I can't.
Well, he has brittle bones, so he breaks his bones easily.
I
and
know.
then, so he goes downstairs and sets the alarm off. And then they're calling me, and I'm like, I don't remember the password. And I couldn't get up to turn the alarm off. He's downstairs throwing up. I can't get my son up.
I came up and got him up. It
And
just,
then finally the cops come.
because I actually, in my defense, I did lay there with him and helped him for a minute. And then you came out and dealt with him. And then I had to go downstairs and deal with other things.
Then you had to deal with the cops.
Oh.
Yeah, we had
What
the
did I
automatic
do?
gate.
Right, we had the automatic gate, and then that's that night. So the police pull up to our fence. It wasn't automatic. I went out there and I had
No, you had the little clicker
right.
thing.
I went to the car, pulled the clicker thing out, pointed it at the police officer, and thank God he didn't shoot me.
I know.
But I pointed the clicker at the police officer. I didn't have, and then I was like, I'm sorry, it's a remote, it's a remote. And but yeah, that was
an interesting night.
On different levels. I almost died. I got sick. And then thankfully nothing was broken. So it turned out to be a good night. All right. Well, what else we got? So let's talk. Let's get ready to let these people go on their merry way.
On their merry way.
So you guys go on your merry way. And let's meet together next week and talk about squat. We didn't have a caller this week. Why didn't we have a caller? You guys didn't call in. What's wrong with you?
I know, right?
So go to letstalkaboutsquat@gmail.com. You send me a message. I'll email you the phone number. The phone number is posted in the description.
The phone number is 706-409-2188.
Right. So send me a text or just call, and we'll set up a time when I will call you back.
Yeah, and y'all enjoy the Super Bowl. I've heard the Super Bowl. I've seen things on Facebook. It's like people don't understand that this whole concert is the main attraction, and the Super Bowl is just kind of there. I forgot how they worded
Oh, they got
it.
Snoop Dogg coming.
Snoop Dogg and
So it's going back to the 80s.
Yeah, they said all these 80s parents are gonna be like, the kids are gonna find out who their parents really are. They said it's a concert, and then there's
parents doing
football.
the worm.
There's gonna be like football involved, but it's gonna be a big concert.
So it's going to be commercials and
a concert.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited. There you go.
Yeah. So y'all enjoy the Super Bowl.
All right.
We'll
Still
see y'all next week.
See you guys.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Let's talk about squat.